how it works with Python. So first of all, we have libraries which we will be using like pandas. Pandas is the library which is used to handle the data sets. The NumPy is a library used to handle numbers, arrays. PyPlot, this is used to make charts. Pform is also used to make charts, and these are just to make them in line and something like that. So first of all, when we have the data that we have to load it. So uh, let me show you how it works. So I have the data, Titanic data.csv, which is a file which has the data of Titanic data. So when we go ahead, so first of all, we have to load that data set. For this, we have the command pandas.csv, and we will give it some name with its extension. So it is Titanic data.csv. I have loaded it and made copy of it. So when we run it, so it is done, and we can access that data through df Titanic variable. So first of all, after importing the data, we have to check its state. So what type of data it is. So when we check that data, so it is df Titanic dot txt. df is data frame Titanic. We just use that variable and we check its state. So it shows is like 891 rows and 12 columns. So our data is it has 891 rows and 12 columns. And we have to check its head. Head means the first five values from the top. So when I check the head of the data, so it represents passenger ID was the name of the variable, survived, passenger class, name, the sex, age, and SIDST, we can say the spouse count, and pass, and ticket, and yeah. So how many fail we have paid, in which table they was, are they passed and survived? So this is the head of the data. So first, when we import the data, we check its field, and then we have to check its head. So what type of data it is. So after that, after checking the head, we can have a brief idea of our data, like how it looks like and how we can deal with it. So after the third step will be checking the data types of the data. So we have the access of data through DF Titanic, and we just put the dot D type. D type means data type. So when I run this, it shows me passenger ID is integer, survived is also integer, passenger is integer, name is object, text is object, age is float. Float means the one having decimal point. Okay, so SIVST is integer, Park is integer, ticket is object, fare is float, seven, and other things. So this is these are the data types which our data is like. So I have also created like this is for task of student. I will show you file, and you have clicked on it, you will get the file. So as you can see till now that Python is very simple. It is easy to understand. Even the one who was not familiar with it, we can like Python has simple keyword. So I have now used their describe function. I call the describe function. Why it is used? Like when you over on the describe, it also shows us that why. So generate descriptive statistics. Here the describe shows the descriptive, it generates the descriptive statistics of the data, include those who summarize the central statistics, discussion, and frame of data set, excluding N and values. So analyze both numeric and object data. So let's check. So I describe the data. It shows me like passenger ID as count of 891 value, survived at class of 891, passenger class 891, age at 7 plus 47. So as we earlier saw that our data has a shape of 891 rows and 12 columns. So moving further, like 891, yeah, these are completely their idea as 891 value survived at 891, and age, I think there are some mixed values. So other are almost 891. Then there are mean values, median values, and you understand US 30, 50, 50, but okay. So the other step is DS Titanic dot describe. So earlier I used describe function. I have now passed the parameter include equal to O. Include is equal to O means the ones that have the data type of object. So when I execute this command, so I can see is like name, text, Titanic, cable, and impulse. So it shows only those which have the object data type. Then I pass this again. I run the function describe and I pass the parameter include is equal to all. Include is equal to all is not important as I have used earlier. So when I run this, it also shows the same result that one describe was used without the parameter. So now I am checking the completeness of the data. Completeness of the data is very important. So I checked yes Titanic is to which we can hold our data. If null means is there any null value. Dot sum means check the sum of those values. So passenger ID has zero null values, survived has zero null values, passenger class EDC. Moving to the age, it has 177 null values. Null values means empty values. So 177 ages are missing in our data. And 687 cabins are missing and embark 2 is equal to 2 are missing. So embark means whether they survived or not. So these three values are missing. So let's check what we can do for it. And now moving towards the I am exploring the data. Exploration of data and important variables. Our response variable is training set is complete as we have set and passenger class which being two of most important to discuss. So were they survived or not? It is an important class and also we have to check for it. So SNS as I earlier told you that SNS stands for Seaborn. Seaborn is a library used for drawing the plot and Seaborn has another function we can say it is called as count plot. Count plot is that that five seconds.
Please mute the.
Okay. So moving further, Seaborn dot count plot. Count plot is used to draw categorical plot. On the x-axis, I put the value survived and the hue of survived. Hue means those tags that are built. So data is the count plot takes three parameters: the x-axis, the hue, and the data. From where did it can get data. So x-axis has survived, hue is also survived, and data is equal to DF So when I run this, I can get result something like that. Yeah. So on the x-axis, 0 means they died, 1 means they survived, and what was their count? So the one who died were more than 500, the one who survived were more than 300, like between 300 to 350. So this is the main insight from the data. So moving further, we can check also for gender, like which genders were survived and which were not. So moving toward on the x-axis, I kept sex and hue of sex. Hue of sex means it will count for it, and the data is same DS Titanic. So the name should be in the same case, like if it is title case, it must be in the title case. Like when you go for it and check this, it is in title case. So case really matters in Python. Python is really case sensitive. If I change it to like this, something like this, it will raise an error. That's running. So here it goes. This is the error. What does the error say? It is value error. I cannot find it. This. Okay. So reverting it back. So can you guys see it again? So the text, mail, and they were around between the males in the Titanic were around 500 to 600, and the females were more than 310 around there. So this is the count of their sex. Then we will check for how they survived or not. So moving further, T1 same count plot, categorical plot, X on the X I kept sex and mu is equal to survive. Mu is equal to survive count for they survived or not. So it we can say that this is the condition. It will check for males and their survived, count for it, and will draw the chart. So moving further, check on the x-axis as I already kept it. Male and survived zero means they died. So we can check that we can get insight like males were died around 400 and something, and the male survived around 100 something. Females survived very less as compared to the males, like females who survived less than 100. And the female, no, sorry, female died more than 50, between 50 to 80, you can say. And women survived between 220 to 260. This is the figure between them. And moving further, we can also check Tbond.countplot passenger class. Right. On the x-axis, I kept passenger class. Now we are checking that how many classes were there and how many people were there in each class. So we came in the conclusion like we had three classes, one, two, and three classes. In class one, we have more than 200 passengers. In class two, we had like between 180 to 200, and in class three, we had more than 450 to between 500 students. So it shows an insight like passenger three, like class three, passenger class three was the used most. So we can say it was like economy class. Passenger two, we can say like it is small business class, and for class one, we can say this was the business class. So we can assume this from our data. So this is the main like insight from the data using like what simple one line. So we simply imported the data and we imported the libraries and we just saw this. So this is an insight from these three lines. So moving further, I am also checking it for passenger class. On the x-axis, I kept passenger class. On the y-axis, I put survived. So I am checking what will be the classes, like which classes survived the more and which classes died. So in passenger class one, like first class, we can say it was a business class. So they survived more and they died less. We can see, like the died less means zero was the died and orange was the survived class. In passenger class two, they were almost equal. Like the survived died, like you can say uh, 5 to 10 people more, and they survived less 5 to 10. Okay, so passenger three class, that was the economy class. So we can see like there is huge difference between the survived and the died. So the survived is less, they survived only between 100 to 120, 30, something like that. And they died more than 500. So this class is affected the most in this Titanic disaster. So this is the insight from that. Moving further, we can also check like x is equal to v1 dot cat plot on the x-axis I kept the text, on the y-axis passenger class and Titanic is equal to b of Titanic, and kind is equal to count. So what it is doing, like it is going for each class and differentiating how many males were there and how many females were there. So passenger 1 class has between 120 to 150 males and passenger 2 class has less than passenger 1 class has less than 100 females. Same to passenger 2 and passenger 3. In passenger 3, we can see a significant difference, like they were around more than 320 males and less females as compared to the males. So we can see that the passenger 3 class has more males than females. Moving further, I am checking around this as per they survived or not. So X is equal to X, B class, U of survived. So it is checking again class wise. So firstly we saw around like how many males and females were survived. Now I am checking as per class, like from class 1, business class, economy class and this. So moving further, we can see x-axis, y-axis. So passenger class 1 had how many males and females? Passenger class 1 had around 120 males. So we can see like between 70 to 80 males were died and with less than 50 males survived. And we can see like only few females died in passenger class 1 and many of the females survived. Also, we can same see like passenger class 2, we can say more females died, very few survived. Same to this passenger class 2, females died less and survived more. But we can see a significant impact here, like passenger class 3, more males died, like around 300, and very few survived. And female ratio is exact same to same, right? You can say 80 something there is same division. So let's come to data cleaning. We can see what is data cleaning here. We have to make it the data in same standard, like each and every data is present. We can easily understand it.
I will add something here. Please, we can go parallelly because I have to discuss. Look at that, and we have write the DF Titanic name dot head. Here is it is very difficult for me to. I have to use the separate command. But in the Jam software, you can see the upper row of the column. Each and everything was discussed. Everything is clearly they have provided the information. So that is a big difference from the Jam and Python. Python is for the programmers and they have an skills. If you are not a programming background, then you go for the software. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. So from DF Titanic, we can have the hold of our data. I am saying it from DF Titanic. Go for the name. Okay. Name. What is name? Name here it is name. The letter. Name means go to this and we are giving it the hold of the name column and asking them to print top 10 values, right? And 10. 10 means the top 10 values. So when I run this command, so we can see that 0 to 9 it is displaying all the names of data present in 10. So why it is 0 to 9? I have written it 10. So it is starting from 0. The index is always 0 and from 0 to 9 the value count is 10. So that's why this is something like that. So I am importing a library called RE. RE means regular expression and I am just doing it for a purpose. So I can see that the name is from Mr. Owen Harris was written in like that. From Mr. Owen Harris, this is the name of the first passenger in our dataset. So what I am doing is I am copying regular expression dot search what it is this line. This is the main important line what it is doing. It is going for the data regular expression library is moving into this and will search for what capital A to Z, then small a to Z plus anything having the dot after between. The first value must be capital. Why? Because it is a title. Okay. So it will go for title and the at will end till dot and dot group is equal to 1 and group it in the section of 1. So what is this doing? We are having the access of this title, Mr. So first of all, I am saying it like go for space, search for space, then go for capital letter, then go for small letter, and stop at the full stop. So it will go here and will search for the space first. So it will find a space after that comma. So this is the space. Then it will search for capital, any capital letter between A to Z. So it search for M. So it got it, and then we'll go for the lowercase letter. Then the lowercase is R, and then we'll stop at full stop. So this it will get the hold of MR. MR is the title. So I am using it. I am doing it for a purpose. So as I want to extract the titles from the name of dataset. So when I run this command, it will get hold of this and will save into a new variable called name. So the Titanic is the hold of data of Titanic and I am giving it the access of title. So DF Titanic, uh, the DF Titanic dot name. So I am applying the whole thing which I have done this here using regular expression. I am applying it to the whole of the data set to generate a new title name variable here. So what it will do when I run this command, it will go for all the names in the dataset, search for any title, and will generate a new column here and expected the title. What? So Mr. has done previously, it expected it from their side. Mrs. Mrs. Here it comes. Okay. Same list generated here and it is stored here. So this is done for all the data in this data set. So we had 891 rows. So I am counting these values. We have the access to the data using this variable. I am just allowing it to use that title column and count those values. So what it is doing, we can see that we have Mr. title, Miss title, Mrs. title, etc. and many rare titles. So these are the data which we expected from this, and it is also called it is also known as feature engineering. We engineered the new feature from our data using the simple common sense technique. So what we can do MLLE replacing this further MLLE is this is the whole workbook is related to this MLLE and MIS are the same, so I am replacing it. MMLE and MISs are the same, I am replacing it and any other. So when we come to this and we are taking again it as per survive. So again count plot, categorical plot, the idea of Titanic, X equal to title and who is equal to survive. So Mr. means we can see that the one we have the Mr. title, the title lot and this the survived little. And the is they survived very low and they died very bad. Okay, so moving further, this was all about the data which we saw previously, and this is all about if you have any question related to this, which was in this format. So we cannot expect any of this, and we can see that our main variable target was survived class. Survived is the class which represents whether we survived or not. So using this, we have done multiple things related to them. We saw it as per passenger class. We saw it as per their sex. We saw it as per their like survived as per their sex and what their each and everything related to them. Like everything which was related to our target, and we wanted it to conclude it using like our target must be the same and the multiple variables will change as per their requirement. Any other questions? So, the please take care. Thank you so much for your time.